What's going on, everybody? My name is Rocky. I'm a master barber here at CADMEN Barbershop. I've been with CADMEN for 8 years now. I remember being 14 years old, and the things that really mattered the most was honestly playing video games and keeping up with the latest fashion trends and just being on top of all those things. But then you shortly realize that at the end of your career of high school, you're no longer under the watchful eye of your teachers and your mom and your dad. You're just out in the free world trying to figure it out, like trying to find a job that sustains, that pays, and not having to pay for, well, you basically have to pay for everything at this point. So one Christmas, I remember asking my mom for a PlayStation 3, and at the time, you know, everyone was jumping ship from Xbox to PlayStation, so I was super excited. I was certain I was gonna get one for Christmas. I ended up getting a clipper kit instead. I remember it was a wall super taper too, and this was way before wireless clippers came out. And I thought to myself when I got this thing, I was like, man, I don't even know how to cut hair. I don't even know where to start. Like, why did I get this? And my mom just simply put it as this, and she just goes, you're gonna learn how to cut hair and you're gonna understand what it's going to take to make your own dollar, you know, save your own money and be an adult, prioritize. And little as I knew, that changed my life forever. Fast forward out of high school into post-secondary, everyone was scrambling, trying to figure out what they want to do for the rest of their lives, find, you know, a course in whether it be college or university. A lot of us still didn't know what we wanted to do, so I kind of threw like a Hail Mary and said, you know what, my grandfather and my dad were both engineers, how about I continue the family legacy? So I remember bringing my clippers to school that day because I was already cutting hair for friends in empty lab rooms and dorms and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do a spot on, just go up in front of the class and just present whatever I know about all my tools and what purpose they serve and what kind of like fades I could achieve with them. I remember falling so in love with it. Everyone was super intrigued. I remember so many people were so like, wow, like this is so cool, like this is what the machine sounds like, this is what you use it for. Hey, like they'd ask me the questions like, hey, do you use a straight razor? And I tell them yeah, and they're like, wow, no way, show us what it looks like. And I fell in love with it. That's when I realized this is something I want to like get more serious in, as if I wasn't already like so deep into it. I remember dropping my college grant money on new tools instead of like buying new textbooks for the course I was supposed to be taking. So fast forward to my last exam of my first semester. I've only wrote my first name and student ID on my Scantron, and I waited for everyone that I knew in that class to finish just to tell them I was gonna be dropping out that day. And I remember taking the bus home, and I got to my mom's place and she goes, hey, you're home early? I'm like, yeah, I dropped out today. I'm gonna be a barber. And she goes, okay, cool. So I just continued cutting hair at home. I remember realizing what kind of like strengths and weaknesses I had, so I focused on my weaknesses, and I understood that I needed to know how to do shear work to really up my game and set myself apart from other barbers. So I started applying at many different salons, and I've got turned down so many times by male, female owners telling me that I didn't have what it takes. They didn't want to be liable for me because I was only 17 years old, turning 18 at the time. I didn't have a hair license. You know, my skills were unorthodox. They basically told me I wasn't good enough. So I continued cutting hair at home. I brushed that all aside, and I just made time for friends and family and continued doing what I love to do because I truly believed in it. And I continued to post shameless photos on Instagram of me cutting hair in basements and washrooms, anywhere I could plug my tools in essentially, until one day this barbershop Instagram called GQ Hair Studio comments on one of my photos of a haircut I did of my brother in our washroom. And they go, hey, really nice haircut. We're really interested in you if you want to come in, do a trial for us. Here's my number, give me a message. So I sent him a message. I find out it was Francis. Francis goes, hey, I'm the owner of GQ Hair Studio. Really like your work, man, and I would really love to meet you and see where we could take it. So he asked me how soon I could come into the shop. I said I could come tomorrow. And first thing I did was take a bus from one side of Brampton to the far side of Mississauga. And it took me 2 hours and 15 minutes just to get there, but I was so happy that I made it. And then I cut two of my best buds that day just to show them I could cut hair, and he said, hey, like, you're gonna be taking care of the walk-ins. So immediately it felt like I was being drafted to the NBA, and it felt super cool and super humbling. And you know, fast forward from there, GQ had a falling out maybe like 4 or 5 months into me cutting hair there, and everyone parted ways, and I was like, what do I do now? I don't know what I want to do. Cut hair at home, yeah, I'll continue doing that. And maybe 2 weeks into cutting hair at home, Francis hits me up again and goes, hey, like, I got room at my dad's place if you want to cut hair still, man. We still got a lot of clients from the shop that don't know where to go. So we ended up posting up shop at his dad's place, and we had a 2-man station set up, and we made sure we took care of clients. And that's when we just went to work and opened up another shop at Port Credit. That got renamed to CADMEN, and here we are, we made it, you know? Who would have thought that 2 guys with the dream and the passion of cutting hair together would take this far? It just goes to show the power of the mind. Whatever you choose to do, you can make it happen. You just gotta stay disciplined and just keep your head down and keep working. Like, as long as you understand that there's always work to be done, there's always room for growth and improvement, you know that you're gonna continue to skyrocket and take it to heights and lengths that no one else could ever see, because you know the vision yourself. You guys both share the same values, and you guys understand where you wanna take the company and the kind of people you wanna inspire and to touch and to have a really good impression on. You gotta do it together and share that same mindset and that same goal. I'll be one of your teachers in this masterclass, and I'm so eager to meet you guys all virtually and to teach you and to inspire you guys through these lenses. And I can't wait to be a part of your journey. Maybe one day we'll meet each other and like we'll laugh about it. And I hope that, and I know that this will be the best thing that you've invested yourself into, and you will be learning so much. So stay tuned and enjoy the ride.